담을 수 있을까? 벌어진 틈새를 채울 순 있을까? I don't know what to do. We've already spent too much time. 우린 이미 너무 먼 길을 너에게로부터 가장 먼 곳 내 마음이 또다시 철없이 널 향하지 않게 Far away Far away 한참을 헤매고 찾아왔던 네가 그렇게 반가울 수 있었을까? I don't know what to do. I can't wait for you anymore. 이제 내게 남은 인사를 건네줄게. 너에게로부터 가장 먼 곳 내 마음이 또다시 철없이 널 향하지 않게 Far away Far 정처없이 흘러갈 너를 두고 가난한 내 맘 서둘러서 손끝에 나 닿으려 애를 쓰던 나야 마지막에서 어떤 말로 널 담을 수 있을까?
I don't know what it means, but there's a smile upon your face, and I see something shimmering in your eyes. And they say if you want to glimpse the future, you need space. And you said you'll put down your morning guns. Would you follow me to wonders? Take my hand and walk beside me in a world of thunder. Fear is an imposter. When you look at me this way, I find it hard to not give in. So the days became weeks, it felt just like the night before. You were slowly fading in my mind. When you left, I was so completely gone, but now I'm sure you were some of the best of things to find. Ooh.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Here they come.
Your aid is appreciated.
It's time.
Score 0-1. Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
a close one. Hello?
Hey, I'm with you. Nailed empowered and ready to fire. Not so fast.
It's a cold day.
This ends now. Double kill. Days like this never get old. Area denial.
Let the kitsune guide you. イズメを解き放て。I feel all warm inside.
Team kill. Score 1-1. Ready for battle. Five, four, three, two, one. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Carried on the
Strength from nature. 私がついてる。
Disrupting. Breaking them down. Disrupting. That feels much better.
Like a gentle rain. This ends now. Headshot.
Breaking them down.
This ends now.
Disrupting.
Soothing your wounds. Let me keep
Double. Team kill.
And we are back for this matchup between School of Rush and Borealis. It took a while to get some casters on board, but we are now here. I'm Toriumea. I'll be your play-by-play tonight, and with me is Agua, who will be our color caster. So, Agua, how are you tonight?
Good. I just had me a nice little dinner. I was just setting up a scrim, and then I saw we needed a caster, so here I am.
Well, luckily enough, setting up scrims is quick enough as it is, but let's take a look at what we have so far in this matchup between School of Rush and Borealis. From what I know, this is a B League number 3 versus number 4 seed, I think, is the situation. And looking so far, leading is Borealis taking that first map of Nepal. So we're just waiting on where we're headed for our second map, but let's take a look at the brackets so far.
Good match earlier this week. Mothmania versus Birdwatch. That was a great match to watch. Shout out to Birdwatch, good friends of mine over there. And then now Borealis up a map. I believe Aurora versus By Music will be Wednesday, and I believe Reprieve and Requiem should be happening about today, maybe about the same time.
Yep, from what I know is Reprieve and Requiem are happening at the same time as this current match. We're not too sure right now what their map score is, but we should be getting updates at least over time from maybe the captains of these respective teams. So let's take a look, taking a look at the schedule, right? School of Rush and Borealis on the mainstream. Later on this week, we will have Aurora versus Blind Music Society at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Very interesting time slot. And then for the degenerate hours of Thursday, we will have Smoke Wolves versus Chungus Fungus.
I mean, I'm excited for that matchup on Thursday. As you can see, Dabmaster and Co. versus Otters and Chungus Fungus. It'd definitely be a great match.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. But right now, the match before us is indeed School of Rush versus Borealis. And it looks like the map choice for, I think maybe this is School of Rush, is Blizzard World. Or in some other places called Disney World for a couple of people.
Blizzard World, interesting for us to see. Probably going to see a classic Banana Shake Tracer of some kind. We'll see what the comps they decide to roll out on. I'm interested in what both sides want to play, what the bands are going to look like. It's going to be real interesting.
Yep, I think so too, in terms of the bands. And for these two teams, I think they did face off against each other at some point during the regular season, and that
I believe that was
Super
Super Weekend.
Yes, it was indeed Super Weekend, and back then that was the first match of School of Rush, and they did win that against Borealis. So already we're seeing what a long season of BPL has already turned, improvements for some of these teams, as we would say. But we are still waiting for the bans between these two teams. What do you think is going to end up being the bans, Agua?
I could see maybe something like I could see a Tracer band coming out now, if on the side of Borealis if they have it available. And then for School of Rush, I think they might try to take away something like the Hazard from KMAC.
Which are pretty good bans, none of them which have been bans for Nepal. For those who are just dropping by, the bans from the previous map were Genji by School of Rush, and for the side of Borealis, they banned the Baptiste. So these two characters should be back in play unless one of them decides to ban them out. But we are still waiting for this lobby to load in, and I would like to know what happened in that score for Nepal, because I wasn't around to see if that was a 2-1 or if that was a flat 2-0.
I believe it was a 2-1. I was watching on the side. I wasn't paying too much attention, but I believe it was a 2-1 score.
Alright. We are just waiting for these teams to finally load up and figure out their bans. But there we are. We are loading in with the bans, and I think because it is School of Rush who did pick map, I think Borealis was the first one to pick bans, and right away we are seeing prod. Why is my cheat sheet on A Live different from main screen? Thank you. Sorgi. Okay. We have Winston as a ban for Borealis and Kiri for School of Rush. Aqua, what do you think? Why these bans specifically?
Well, Winston's definitely strong on Blizzard World. I definitely would have thought they would lean more towards like a hazard, but they might be saving that in the pocket for later. But Monkey, nonetheless, K-Mac not afraid to pull it out. And then for Kiriko, that probably means School of Rush probably having to sub in their backline. They're probably gonna lean something more towards on a Brig.
Which is indeed feasible. A ban on Brig on Kiri right away signals a not so much a Lucio composition unless they do insist on running something like a Lucio BAP for some strange reason, but who knows. But we are at least getting some swaps coming in for these two teams. Specifically, I think it is School of Rush with some swaps coming in. Empty and Hobo coming in for 5s, and I think it's for Grunt. So already good teasing from both sides for what they intend to run, at least for their defense of Borealis School of Rush. I'm intrigued, is all I can say.
I wouldn't say it's out of the question. I think Banana Shake's most likely going to stick in the Tracer. And honestly, I could see Fish potentially going on the Sigma, but I would expect something more like a Ram or an Orisa from him.
Is this potentially a Sig selection just for maybe what they're expecting from Borealis?
It could be. I've seen Fish play. I think it was on Hollywood. He played Sigma to try to counter out some kind of dive attempt. It looks like he's gonna stick on it.
Yep, already controlling that main sightline is Fish, trying to get that good rotate to the high ground. Strong rotate from the team already. The core form of School of Rush trying to fight off this high ground from Borealis, and already PJ and K-Mac just marking it, and they find a stray Lucio and Tracer on the low ground. Not looking great for Sad Blue Whale, who manages to potentially get out with their life with the help of K-Mac peeling them off. PJ getting the first spec over Empty, forcing out the lamp of Hobo, and this is a brawl into this tiny room. Mega control already in favor of School of Rush, but now that they're down their Lucio, it's a battle of attrition in this tiny room, trying to get this hazard up and low, and this PJ manages to clear out Hobo, not making things look great for Fish. Fish managing to get K-Mac in. The trade is stuck in this room with the help of their Tracer, trying to pick off someone else, and Fish manages to get Oryx for their troubles before finally dying yet again to the hands of PJ. Looking great for Borealis in that defense.
I mean, a great control of space there, just funneling them all into that room and just taking PJ controlling on the side angles. Great trades from Fish there. Oh, wait, and Gallo's on Widowmaker, and he's gotten Big Brain.
Yep, it seems that Red has taken the point. School of Rush getting at least one tick percentage during that fight as Empty was distracting them. So the core of School of Rush are able to control the sight lines, and now they're a full 5 waiting for maybe Big Brain to still spawn. Gala looking for shots, trying to force out this Tracer into an uncomfortable position, playing safely behind the boxes as the fight continues on point. Tick still going up, misses a shot onto Oryx, who's swiftly dodges that back and forth, and K-Mac getting Empty at the end of the day might spell trouble for School of Rush. No Lucios on the board, no lamps either, but PJ with a pulse bomb should get maybe a trade. No need necessary as everyone else on School of Rush is collapsing. Just the Widow, just the Baptiste left, and is Hobo finally down from Oryx.
I mean, K-Mac just able to stall long enough to build the resources like the Nano. Don't know that the Nano was quite necessary onto Oryx, but nonetheless, it was used to make sure he sustains that fight. But honestly, it's still looking good for School of Rush. Gonna have this window, this beat, and Banana Shake's gonna have a pulse bomb coming up. We'll see if they're able to find anything with any of them.
Yep, already Red setting up for this quick rotate onto the side of mine. Pulse Bomb manages to force out the lamp, and that means a major cooldown for School of Rush is gone, allowing K-Mac to push in with his downpour, capturing a Cassidy in the process, forcing out beat from Sad Blue Whale, a counter beat from Empty, changes things around, turning things, and K-Mac is gone for the win and all that damage, but Hobo is still alive with that window, trying to make things a play, but PJ makes a play instead in that back, traded out by Empty, and is up to Oryx and the back line of Borealis to keep things alive, and Sad Blue Whale attempts a touch finally by Oryx, and this should be a clean trade in favor of School of Rush.
I mean, phenomenal beat from Empty there, just absolutely perfect, saving everybody in the whole entire team fight. That was all the ults that Borealis had, unfortunately. But hey, it was a great hold. 3 minutes left on the clock. I would not be mad about that.
And looking at what we just have, Banana Shake with that Pulse Bomb, and Banana Shake has been at least doing some work bothering that back line. Fish taking this high ground, denying the point of attack that K-Mac wants to play, and pressuring out the long sidelines. Shield already down means that they're forced to use cooldowns to keep themselves up alive as the clear keeps rolling. Lamp finally expanded by School of Rush, and another Pulse Bomb. That's a clean pick from PJ, finding all these supports right away. Looking for a trade is Fish, but is unable to do so with that great peel from Sad Blue Whale. This is looking like a win for Borealis on this defense.
Yeah, I mean, great job from the support line there, just supporting their team, hitting nice nades. Good aggression from PJ, gonna capitalize perfectly on Big Brain's nade. And it was a good team fight win for Borealis.
Looking at where we're headed, it seems like School of Rush would want to take that high ground, already doing so, pressuring out the Sojourn of Oryx with a huge nade from Big Brain coming on, gets huge picks from it, manages to force out a lamp, not enough to keep everyone else alive. On top of that, layered nano is that anti, and suddenly the pieces of School of Rush are falling, denying any rush potential that they're able to play with. Banana Shake attempts a Pulse Bomb, gets nothing for their troubles except being stuck in the back line and hunted down by everyone else on the side of School of Borealis, and that is a trade at the end of the day. Great hold from Borealis again.
I mean, great stagger on a Banana Shake. It looks like K-Max actually might be able to get some more staggers here with the teardown. It forces beat from Empty though.
Yeah, Empty using beat, trying to keep Fish up alive, but manages to whittle down K-Mac for all that troubles with the help of the team. Forcing the beat to counter this now that their tank is down is Sad Blue Whale. No whiff. Pulse is from PJ, nothing for their trouble, but at least they get a trade. No Gallo on board, but the Big Brain is finally down and relying on PJ to clean things up along with the other support and DPS. Manages to get another set of picks. This is looking like it's in the favor of Borealis, and the window and lamp just to keep things all up and running is looking like too much trouble for School of Rush. 37 seconds on the clock, and it's not looking great for them.
I mean, nice try from Hobo trying to turn the fight around with the window, but with them being down 3, I don't know how wise it was. Oryx is gonna have a OC this next fight, and we'll see if he's able to shut down Gallo with this high noon.
Yep, already setting up for this final fight. Push wall up, came back denying any rotation. Gallo trying to look for a high noon. Nade gets nothing for their trouble, except now the cart is moving. Fight happening on board. Gallo looking for this space of high noon to create some damage, and the Orisa swap there to try to clutch things out, but denied from playing a high noon is this overclock, and Banashing manages to get PJ for their troubles. Hiding from the sidelines is Oryx, and manages to do so just enough. Both hit scans down HP, but this is looking like a back and forth. Cart continues to move on the point comfortably by School of Rush. K-Mac attempts a final over air stall, and that it might just be enough to continue moving things forward. Nano committed onto K-Mac, trying to keep them alive, not enough. Banana Shake and PJ trying to fight one by one on point, but the trades are happening in the favor of Borealis so far. Both supports are down on the board for Borealis. Banana Shake clearing things up, marking PJ in the process, and that might just be enough. Oryx just left, and finally School of Rush cap point.
I mean, great job for Banana Shake. Just perfectly capitalizing on the low targets, and you make sure they get all the util out and striking at the perfect time. I mean, but it was a rough fight from Borealis having to use Nano like that, but K-Mac just so low and just couldn't get help there.
Yep, cart rolling through third point of Blizzard. Rolled down for available for K-Mac, and it looks like it was cancelled by that Spear of Fish. Huge denial, forcing the beat out of Sad Blue Whale just to keep things alive and to stop this roll on the cart. A window from Hobo managing to stop another push again, but Fish is too low for their comfort. Good trade by K-Mac, and that stabilizes the point for Borealis. School of Rush back into the spawn room.
I mean, Hobo, nice window, but perfect beat from Sad Blue Whale to make sure that they can continue that fight, and K-Mac just cleans it all up.
Yep. Moving cart is Banana Shake looking for a pulse bomb on the sidelines, pressured out. We're requiring everyone else from School of Rush to move the cart forward just a bit. Already looking for that stick, trying to look for a flank, being marked by everyone else. Dolls gets nothing for their trouble, maybe just drops of HP, but cornered into a room is Fish with K-Mac, but the spear gets nothing. The anti gets massive damage, nothing for Fish's troubles out there. Big Brain still alive in the high ground with the help of Oryx, keeping things alive and going. 3 seconds and ticking. The Nano there to seal the deal. This looks like a foregone conclusion for School of Rush. Is this where it all stops? Banana Shake still alive, trying to keep things up. Fish there on the Reinhardt to make things a bit better. Shield just trying to push the cart a bit further, create a further more stalls. And Banana Shake is just there for the trouble, moving things under. Carts moving slowly, and PJ gets 2 further troubles, just making sure no one else can contest the cart. Back is the reinforcements of School of Rush, and this is, even though this is looking like it's in the favor of Borealis, just the sight lines that are being played by everyone else in School of Rush is making sure things are alive, but the charge of Fish off the point just stops the cart from rolling continuously. Just halfway through third point, that is the win condition for Borealis.
I mean, a nice switch onto the Reinhardt from Fish, finally getting to see it. Able to get K-Mac right away, but wasn't enough. PJ just slowly going around getting picks as he does, and I mean, good turnaround from Borealis.
Yeah, and let's just like take a look at how these stats are looking. I think a huge struggle that School of Rush might be dealing with is the survivability of their backline so far. It seems they were struggling, I guess, from this dive coordination from the Hazard and Tracer, it seems.
Yeah, the Baptiste into the Hazard, it's fine if you keep the distance, but with how aggressive Borealis is playing and their great setups in the fights before, they're just able to try to pick Hobo off quite fast. To just though, it looks like Empty might head over to the Lifeweaver. That probably is just for like an early. Actually, no, I forgot he's on defense now. Bap Lifeweaver very good on this map with their Rissa comp. It's actually like a very good counter in response to what Borealis wants to try to do with this Hazard comp.
Yep, and I think that should also make it easier, I guess, for Empty to have like a better lay of the land and where everyone else from Borealis might be pushing. But already Borealis showing the same composition they rolled out in for their defense, hoping to run into the same success that they were able to do on their defense, already taking the high ground. School of Rush willing to concede all of that real estate to them. But I think that might just be their plan, opting to play from this natural cover side, try to avoid any straggler picks. The Tracer 1v1 already happening behind the scenes and already looking in the favor of PJ on that side. Trades coming back and forth on the main line, looking for kills is Big Brain instead, finding a lone Empty split from everyone else. Gala is forced to have to regroup, but with no peel, the dismantling of School of Rush is just happening before our very eyes. Borealis getting back and forth picks. The Orisa still alive from School of Rush. Fish trying to do all they can to stay alive with Banana Shake, but there's only 1 Mega Pack health pack under there, and it's looking like that is not enough to keep them alive. Borealis taking this point just convincingly. This should be a full cap for them.
I mean, great from Borealis, trying to get aggressive to force School of Rush into the sidelines of their on a Sojourn, and it works perfectly. So it starts with a pick from Big Brain and slowly cleans up from there.
Yep. On the high ground, already set is K-Mac, looking for a coordinated dive, a target to look forward to. Guarding them is this Genji and Orisa, making sure that K-Mac is unable to get that clean dive that he wants, and is already looking pretty well for School of Rush, but the cart continues to roll as everyone else is on this low ground. In the starting room is this Ana Nano committed by Big Brain, hoping to get some value with it and help Hazard clear up this high ground, but it's just being denied with every push and boop. Force us out at least the lamp from Hobo, and that is a massive cooldown out of the story already for School of Rush. So this is a soft reset for Borealis before they go back in, trying to force out School of Rush, and they find this Ana split from everyone else, manages to get a pick with a huge deflect. Sojourn just left, but a huge melee gets both of the DPS of School of Rush. Now it is a Hazard stuck in a tiny corner with all these supports, but the cart continues to keep rolling. PJ still alive and already is speared out by Fish. Great defense from School of Rush there, denying the high ground.
I mean, Gala putting so much pressure against Big Brain. I think he was low maybe like 3 times that fight. But I mean, just exit communication from Banana Shake and Gala to get the picks early on in the fight, and then just clean up there from School of Rush.
Yep. K-Mac, everyone else trying to get that high ground. Banana Shake gets that pulse bomb onto Oryx. Missed that one, unfortunately, but that's a huge pick. Less consistent damage on the board for Borealis, and that allows for Fish to continue pushing, looking for picks. Gets Big Brain in the process, and while PJ gets the better of Banana Shake, that means nothing in the grand scheme of things, as everyone else on your team is alive, and the hunt for PJ is happening. Gala tried to chase after them, but with reinforcements, that is a go back, regroup with team button, and that's exactly what Gala does.
I mean, perfect for Banana Shake, getting a nice pulse to halt the push from Borealis. PJ able to move the card a little bit, which is nice. Looks like they're gonna go with aggressive beat here.
Yep, aggressive beat and down 4. Huge beat from Empty, saves 5 people in that process. Forces out the blade from Gala and manages to get 1. Might get a 2. Is this Ana safe? The Ana is not safe, but the trades are going back and forth also on card, forcing the recall, and PJ is out of the fight yet again. So huge ultimates used by Borealis, both at down 4 and beat, and nothing for their troubles. Just a counter beat from Empty to keep things alive, and Gala still getting value with that blade, even when there was nothing to deny it.
Yeah, I mean, Fish holding up the front line extremely well. Great beat from Empty there, obviously, that fight. And then Gala and Banana Shake just controlling the side angles as best as humanly possible. Just making sure PJ can't get any value whatsoever.
Charging in is Fish, trying to find a core, gets a couple of them, splits off Borealis for their troubles, and this massive window from Hobo clears things up as the cart continues to roll. Hopefully someone touches the point. Let's avoid a back cap, and that is exactly just enough of work for School of Rush. Gala managing to clear out PJ before PJ can even regroup with the team. But Borealis do have ults to work with.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a good fight from Borealis. It might not end up in a fight win, but cart is almost capped. As well as now you have 3 ultimates in your ult bank, and that was both Terra Surge and Window that fight.
Pulse goes wide from Banana Shake, gets nothing for their troubles, but at least might force off a couple of cooldowns from Borealis. Sablu Whale gets Fish in the process, unfortunately, and this allows for everyone else on Borealis to chase pick after pick. The core of School of Rush is down. Gala finally falls through it and is up to Banana Shake to just stall this a bit more and manages to get a mini, but I think for their troubles, this might be a complete loss. Manages to touch just in time, and no follow-up from the team means that this is a point capture with 2 minutes 20 on the clock.
I mean, great punish onto what I believe was Fish on the side angle. And then Oryx just popping the OC and I believe getting 2 with that fight.
Manages to get another set of picks is Borealis. PJ taking out Hobo and K-Mac. Fish coincidentally. No tanks or flex support on the board means this cart can move freely through this 3rd point with no contest whatsoever. Looking like last fight territory for School of Rush over here, and no ultimates to their name to deal with it. On the side of Borealis though, a huge chunk.
I mean, a great fight from Borealis. If I'm done this fight, I'm trying to go early and fast with our ultimates. Looks like K-Mac's gonna get ready to go with the teardown.
Yep. Downpour committed by K-Mac manages to get a couple and whittles Fish down to nothingness. Beat of Saddle Whale there just to layer it on, and it's looking like a dire situation for School of Rush. The combo of double support ultimates gets value as it is intended, and just there to clear things up. One of the few times where a double support ult does make sense.
Yeah, I mean, just so favored towards Borealis with their ultimates there, but still good job utilizing all their ultimates the correct way, and good fight win from them. I mean, they've been playing their aggression very well this entire map.
Yep, and for School of Rush, their backs are against the wall. What seemed like to be maybe a School of Rush kind of favored matchup is already looking dire to them. They have to win this next map to even have a chance to do some beep beep reverse sweep shenanigans.
Absolutely. Push map should be next, I believe, or push slash. What's the word I'm thinking of?
I think it is a push slash flashpoint is our next set of choices, and based on what School of Rush prefer to play, what do you think is going to be the map they will be sending us to?
Let me see. If I look at the pool of maps, I would expect something like a New Drink City, or maybe the new map Atlas, depending. Especially if they don't lean onto more of their Arista kind of style. If they want to go something like a Ram, I could see Sura as well.
I think one way or another, it seems like they might maybe just favor going for these Flashpoint maps more. Just looking at also the maps they've played in the regular season, the ones they've at least won very convincingly have been at least these Flashpoint maps. So potentially that might be where we're seeing them head as we wait to see if that's exactly where we're headed, or if School of Rush decide that they want to get hero bans first, because I think it's either they get map selection or they get hero bans. I think that's how that works. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I don't quite know either myself, but I would definitely expect them to lean more towards the Flashpoint map if Fish wants to lean on his Brawl style.
Yep. We haven't really seen Fish on anything but this Orisa, so I think you are correct that heading to a brawlier map type or something that leans into that favorably would be the best option. So I think if we're going into something maybe like a Flashpoint map, I think from our options that might be something more like a Suravasa or Atlas kind of angle, maybe?
I think it will depend on the DPS line of School of Rush and what they kind of want to play. I think if Gala wants to like lean back into like the Soj, I'd probably see a little bit more of Atlas or Suravasa. But if they want to lean into this Genji Tracer, I could see New Drink City or Suravasa.
Which makes sense for the sole reason of I think New Drunk City does lean in more favorably to something like a Genji Tracer. But on the side of Borealis, though, what is a map you think they would prefer not to head to?
Map that Borealis wouldn't want to head to. I would say it's probably something like Atlas, just purely because of how new the map is. Other than that, I think maybe they'd probably say no to maybe like a new Queen Street. Or they would dislike heading over to New Queen Street.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of teams have headed to New Queen Street when given the option, opting more for either, I think it might have been Esperanza or going for one of the Flashpoint maps. But we are at least waiting for that map selection from either Borealis or School of Rush, because apparently I was correct in that the losing team gets either map choice or first ban. So we're just waiting to see which one School of Rush decides to go for. Okay, we have at least been given some idea, and we are heading to at least Atlas. That is the pick of School of Rush, and just looking from the statistics so far for these two teams, it looks like, while it looks on paper that Borealis has practice in it, I think the fact that School of Rush has no wins or losses in it just means it's a surprise factor potentially for School of Rush, and maybe that's what they're going for?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could have practiced this coming into this game. Just preparing for, just being prepared for a new map like Atlas, and say, although Borealis does have a map win, that doesn't necessarily mean they're comfortable on Atlas yet. So if they ended up practicing it, it could end up being paying off for them quite well.
But in a map like Atlas, we're already seeing some bans come along the way. Borealis picking the Cassidy out of the equation.
Yeah. And yeah, Hazard from School of Rush. Makes sense. K-Mac's been dominant on the Hazard all season long. Makes no sense to not ban Hazard here. You know, if you have a ban on something as like K-Mac on Hazard, no reason not to.
Yep, but with these bans from both of these teams, what kind of compositions are we probably expecting from them heading into Atlas?
I could definitely see Fish rolling back out on the Orisa. For a map like Atlas, I think Gallop would probably stay on the Sojourn, and I think Banana Shake will probably go to the Tracer kind of comp. Their backline will kind of just depend on what they're feeling. I could see a Bat Blue or a Kiryu. On the side of Borealis, I could see a Ram. There's also a possibility that K-Mac can match the Orisa should it come out from him. And then PJ probably gonna hit on the Tracer. Oh, actually both sides opting for Ramattra.
Both heading for a Ramattra tank line, but a very different situation for the, I guess, for the flex support and the flex DPS. Borealis going for this Tracer Kiri setup. School of Rush, Genji, BAP. So how would this play into the head-to-head?
Initial flashpoint.
School of Rush just slightly brawlier now with the Genji Baptiste. PJ probably just gonna look to fight on the Sang angle and just pester slowly, and try to capitalize off a slow from K-Mac.
Yep. Borealis seeing the composition of School of Rush already, making the executive decision to rotate ASAP, and School of Rush committing this speed onto it, the slow already, pushing everyone else from Borealis, split Banana Shake already taking out ours with that deflect, and continuing to push is this rush composition from SOR before they finally drop to the point and fight. Forcing out that Tracer, another slow v slow Rams face up against each other, and the trades are going in the way of School of Rush, looking for this Lucio. But first is K-Mac getting empty out of the way and keeping things alive as everyone else from Borealis, but it's looking like a trade towards School of Rush at the end of the day with a parting gift from Big Brain against Gala.
Yeah, I mean, good trade from Big Brain there. I mean, just School of Rush just playing aggressive. Borealis not able to make the full rotate in time, just get caught out by the slow. Looks like that's just gonna be the plan of School of Rush, is just to run down the opposition with a nice slow from Fish and seeing if Banana Shake can follow up on anything.
Yep. Already contesting point is PJ, at least forcing Banana Shake to at least keep things alive. Slow committed by Fish on that high ground means they're pushing in to everyone else from Borealis, but pincering them on the low ground might be PJ, who is being forced out by Banana Shake. Recall out of the way, but Rush committed by Big Brain to push things in. expertly kited out by School of Rush, but the lamp is still alive from Hobo, keeping everything up and healthy for School of Rush, denying the value of the rush from Borealis, and this Ramacha ultimate annihilates everything else on the board. Fish committing it gets Saddle Whale for their troubles, and the back and forth loss here means disaster for Borealis, but the point did flip over in their favor for just a bit. So if they can get the trades and slow the push and stall, that would be great for Borealis, and just with some time manages to get 29%. School of Rush though, 3 ultimates to work with.
I mean, only annihilation from and window from the side of School of Rush. Good fight, absolutely done by Fish. I mean, Fish was just so much farther ahead than K-Mac on the annihilation. That fight just opts to go and aggressive, and absolutely does great.
Overtime triggered by PJ. Aggressive beat by Sablu Whale is an attempt to create a fight and is chasing after Gala, who is split, but Empty is the one caught off guard instead. Annihilation committed by K-Mac, trying to get further trouble, but Banashe gets 2 in the process. K-Mac still alive and healthy, trying to get one more target, gets Gala in the process, but healthy and alive on point is Fish, with Empty and Hobo gonna be back there to peel them up and keep things up, but nothing else is there for them. Big Brain getting that final kill onto Fish turns the point over for Borealis.
I mean, it's just a fight on the point with annihilation. That's why Ram's broken. Gross hero. Anyways, but good job from K-Mac, just capitalizing on everyone, and just good Briar there.
Yep. Rush committed by Big Brain to open things up along with that pulse, but the counter beat is there, allowing at least School of Rush to enter into this aggressively, and is capitalized by everyone else on the team. 2 people down from Borealis means that School of Rush should be able to take this point, and there is someone capping it. Everyone else preventing the push of Borealis back onto the point. Point flips over, Banashake takes PJ, and that is all said and done. School of Rush take this first point of Atlas.
I mean, good job just punishing the aggressive Borealis there. Just kind of just letting them walk in and just walk into their deaths. We'll say Oryx does have this OC though. We'll see if he can get something here, but Hobo having another window, as well as Fish coming up to another annihilation.
Yep. Hobo with this window might be that opening ticket. But opening first is Oryx with the overclock, trying to pressure everyone on this high ground, but pressuring them instead is Fish in their face, and for their troubles, nothing much trades happening in the favor of Borealis, and this should be a point cap by Borealis with that patient gameplay from the core to push on to everyone else on School of Rush.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful shots from Oryx there onto the OC, able to punish Hobo, feeling a little confident peeking through the window, and just absolutely just shreds Fish with the overclock.
Yep.
But Fish does have annihilation this next fight. We'll see if he can do it, but K-Mac will have his own to match.
Slow committed, forcing everyone else from School of Rush to enter, but the trades already happening in favor of Borealis. Just looking better is this annihilation from K-Mac, and the trades coming in means this is a quick fight, at least, is for the good sides of School of Rush.
Yeah, I mean, nothing invested there from School of Rush, but a quick fight for Borealis. Honestly, fine for both sides. I'm gonna really look for Big Brain to see if he can get a good rush here, as well as PJ coming up on that blade. But School of Rush will have 4 ultimates this next fight.
Whittling down, K-Mac is Fish, trying to wait for a good timing to force annihilation, and there it is. Fish looking for it, layered with the beat to keep things going. Both sides, double support ults from Borealis to keep things up alive, and that is just all said and done. The trade is looking in the back and forth between both teams, but alive is still Fish, trying to get some select picks, but at the end of the day, K-Mac just clearing things up much better. PJ forced the blade in the process to clear things up, denied by Fish yet again. The point still being kept alive by both Fish and Gala, and it looks like it flips over for School of Rush. Seems like a more expensive fight for Borealis.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting PJ to blade there, feeling like it was needed to win the fight, but ultimately just gets put down by Gala on Sojourn. Kind of devastating for Borealis. They're not now. K-Mac will have another annihilation soon, which is a good thing, as well as Oryx coming up on OC, but that was definitely not a great fight for the side of Borealis.
Yep, rotating to the high ground is Borealis, waiting for a slow to keep things going, and what is going at least is a pick from Gala, Sablu Whale out, allowing just School of Rush to enter in and get the value. Blade to enable things and clear things up, but Big Brain just takes out Banana Shake and Fish, the ultimates, not really getting the trades as needed, allowing everyone else from Borealis to get the other picks on high ground. Gala and the support still alive, keeping things healthy and going. Overclock committed by Gala. This is going to be a trade of Sojourn railgun shots and manages to get a Genji for their troubles. Deflect force out Suzu also, but no trades happening, and the point is still in the favor of School of Rush. No caps happening so far, and it's already looking like Gala is looking for support to play a win. Already window committed by Hobo, but is forced out by PJ, already patiently waiting. But Ashik still alive with this Tracer gameplay, managing to at least bother the backline, and I think that's what they need. Rush committed by Big Brain, looking for an opening is K-Mac, looking for all these flankers and stragglers, and it is looking like Borealis might take this along their way, and that's exactly what has been written in this stone. Borealis capping this second point of Atlas, making things even between both teams.
I mean, great job for Borealis, just contesting the point until they made sure they got their Demons 5, and wasn't an expensive fight either, just Break Brain using the rush, but I mean, Hobo matched with the window. So this is looking good for Borealis coming to the next one. They'll have Blade Annihilation and Beat this next fight. We'll see how they want to do this with Fish and Empty having their ults as well.
Fish already denying the front space along with Banana Shake and trying to force out a beat, at least manages to do so from Sablu Whale, so there's nothing for the incoming Annihilation afterwards. Empty beating to keep things up. Finding this Lucio is Fish, gets that out of their way. Annihilation still alive for them, but Annihilation up. Came back also still alive. DJ 42 and a Dream manages to get out, but not enough time for them to do so. The trade's looking in favor of School of Rush. Gala cleaning things up, and the point should flip over to School of Rush.
Yeah, I mean, Borealis opting to go with an aggressive B push as well with their Annihilation, but just perfectly timed counter B from Empty, and Fish goes aggressive and is able to clean up their team.
Yep, Borealis looking to set up PJ for success with this Genji Blade. School of Rush, nothing to answer it. Maybe potentially Gala with this Sojourn ultimate already playing at a safe distance. And PJ is scouting out for them. Blade committed, whiff out, looking for a Baptiste lamp out. And the trade is at least happening in the favor of Borealis. The Dreams down the drain for PJ. Banana Shake getting the pick off of them. But Banana Shake only left alone with Empty. It's the tank is empty for them. It is back to drawing board for School of Rush, but for Borealis, you get that point.
Blade from PJ, not able to find any eliminations, but able to get a lot of vital resources out, and his team able to capitalize on that. But School of Rush has a bank of ultimates going into this fight. It's definitely going to be a rough one for Borealis. We'll see.
Rush committed by Rush committed by Big Brain, trying to open things up for Borealis, and that is just a signal to kite for School of Rush, but at least forces out other resources from the team, including the Suzu, so the window is just there to counter it all. But in all the process, Oryx just pops this railgun and gets a few shots into the head. No Ram, no Baptiste. That's back to the drawing board for School of Rush. Gala tried to do their own best, but is unable to do so. Cleaning this up very cleanly is Borealis.
I mean, the fight was definitely looking in the favor of School of Rush. Excellent kite out from the Kitsune Rush. Hobo opting to go with the window, but Oryx with the perfectly timed OC.
Blade committed by Banana Shake, beat in order to keep things alive. Ults committed by School of Rush to turn things around, and Borealis responds in favor. Both their Ram and Lucio be used, but the trades are going back and forth, looking in favor of Red, and School of Rush was rushing into everything else. Coordinated, looking for the lower targets. The Soldier is still alive of Oryx. Good deflect from Banana Shake, and if they can just get this Ramatra out, that is all that is said and done. This point should flip for School of Rush, and for Borealis, they're walking into this last fight off this point with nothing in the bank so far.
I mean, if they can get a touch here, honestly, it might not be bad fight for Borealis. Big Brain is going to come up on this Kitsune Rush. We'll see if they opt to go for a touch.
Yep, touch committed by PJ, and that's a good clean up. There's an attempt to recontest yet again, hoping Big Brain builds towards this rush. 98% and counting, but the trade's already looking in favor of School of Rush. The rush is in for Big Brain, and that should keep everyone else from Borealis at least some level of healthy and alive. You can see Banana Shake looking for this Kiriko to hopefully trade things around. Both Kiri's still alive and going, but not the tanks of School of Rush. This is looking pretty dire for them as K-Mac is still alive and being healed, but with PJ gone, there's not so much of a Genji to keep everyone else busy from the side of Borealis. The counter rush from School of Rush is already alive. Hobo going in, but managing to clear things up is Oryx instead with this overclock, getting the picks left and right, and it's not looking great for School of Rush. Borealis might just be able to clear things up with these kills and these cooldowns, and at the end of the day, what seemed to look like a favorable outlook for School of Rush isn't looking that clean yet. Everyone else from Borealis still alive and healthy.
I mean, Oryx has been absolutely deadly with the OC so far, just able to get pick after the pick. Gala trying to respond with this, he responded with his own, but it just wasn't quite enough.
This is going to be match point territory for these two teams. School of Rush need to win this 4th point of Atlas to even have a shot of winning this map, and already looking at least in favor ultimates wise. Poking from the main is this Genji, denying any angles for Borealis to push, and dropping very low is Banana Shake. But Gal already taking Oryx out of the question means that PJ is forced to use this blade. Counter beats from both sides, keep things up and healthy, and you know, just another counter blade from Banana Shake, hoping to do one more better, and manages to get the Lucio out and the cooldowns of this Kiriko up on high, and that should be a decent trade for everyone else on the team of School of Rush. Not if PJ and K have something to say about it. It looks like the trades are just going in their favor better. This is amazing heroics from the Genji and Ram of Borealis.
I mean, Banana Shake quite patient with that blade there, but wasn't able to find anything with it though. And just the pure mechanic of looks like they want to pause. But just pure mechanics from PJ and K-Mac and Big Brain just turn it around.
Looking at how this map has been unfolding, and we do have a brief pause, what is it School of Rush needs to do to even clinch out this map?
Their engages and disengages have been honestly better than Borealis. I would say the big difference so far is just allowing Gala, is just setting up their hit scan Gala to try to do the best he can. Like Oryx is just perfectly fine on the angle, can do what he needs to do. But I feel like Gala isn't given the same comfort.
So would that mean Gala just needs more enabling for this matchup to potentially go in the favor of School of Rush, or at least improve their chances?
I think so. I think Gala has been playing quite nice, and if you're just able to enable him in the same capacity as Oryx, he could potentially turn this fight around. I mean, because otherwise they've been playing quite well. I mean, their disengages of Borealis' ultimates have been phenomenal, as well as their counter pushes. They've been playing the push and pull quite well. I think it just comes down to the small little picks that Oryx is able to get.
Yep, Oryx doing immense work for this Borealis team, but we are indeed at a pause right now with some ping issues happening on the side of School of Rush. Hopefully that could get things settled. But for what is at stake for these two teams, for those watching, is whoever wins this matchup will have to face off against the winner of yesterday's match, which is Birdwatch, and the loser will have to drop to the lower bracket and have to face off the #1 seed of B League, who by really good skill of Birdwatch lost is Mothmania. So back into the action between Borealis and School of Rush. 36% and counting is the tick percentage for Borealis. School of Rush looking for an opening to go in, and that's a huge slow from Fish, forcing out the rush from Big Brain, who is immensely low. A huge pick from that would spell trouble, but trouble is the HP of Fish. K-Mac capitalizing on that, and Hobo split from everyone else. This is back to the drawing board for School of Rush, and this is going to look like last fight territory for them. But hey, they have ultimates to work with.
Yeah, I mean, it still isn't bad for School of Rush. They should definitely have a touch here, as well as 3 ultimates going online. But K-Mac does have this annihilation, as well as PG with the blade.
Rush. Yep, Rush committed for Hobo to keep things alive, along with Fish using Annihilation. Annihilation trades from both sides leads in the favor of School of Rush, getting the picks of everyone else. Just School of Rush rushing past the Ramatra and going for the juicier targets behind him and turning the point in their favor. But they have a tall hill to climb with Gala, the only person with an ultimate on their team.
Yeah, if I'm School of Rush, I'm definitely trying to play a little bit slow to try to get my blade and beat as well. But you know, good fight from them previously. Just annihilation between a rush.
Yep, Blade committed by PJ to open things up. Gala still very low, manages to get caught out by the Ramatra, but the trades happening back and forth means that there is no Genji to deny any other blades. Alive is Oryx with their own overclock, manages to get both supports, both the tank, the support, and the Genji, and there's no one else on School of Rush to recontest the point. And at the end of the day, it is a sad whimper for this Rush team. Borealis take this match against this head-to-head.
Probably not the predicted outcome for most. People definitely were looking at School of Rush, who's definitely still a strong team. But I mean, Borealis has been growing stronger as the season goes on, and we see why. I mean, great performance from Oryx's entire map, absolutely dominant with the OCs.
And if you are Borealis, you're at least comforted by the fact that you are still keeping your shot at heading to grand finals by still staying in the upper bracket. So great job on this win. Now for School of Rush, a bit more of a challenging hill to climb now that you will have to face up against Mothmania, who is definitely 100% not satisfied with the outcome from yesterday. So taking a look at how this bracket is looking like, already you could see a lot of upsets happening, at least in the general thick of things here in the B League. But whether we see more of that is hard to tell. But already we know it's going to be an exciting lower bracket run for some of these teams.
I mean, I'm excited to watch this School of Rush versus Mothmania game. It'd definitely be interesting. Definitely want to see a nice little matchup of Gala versus Tectonic. But hey, you know, even if I'm School of Rush, I wouldn't be disappointed about this loss. I still think they played it extremely competitive. Oh, wait, looks like the results came in. Requiem beat Reprieve 3-0.
Which is interesting because our Requiem, also a lower seed team, manages to sneak it into this upper bracket for the B League. B League already looking interesting as it is from these brackets, and for those who are predicting otherwise, I think a lot of people's bracket predictions are broken already.
Absolutely, but with the only game left in the upper first round, I am intrigued to see Wednesday if Blind Music is able to upset Aurora. That'd be a crazy storyline.
That would indeed be a crazy storyline if it does happen. And the big interesting fact that too is that these two teams never played against each other, Aurora versus Blind Music Society, so they have nothing of experience playing against each other. So that's definitely going to be an exciting match. So that will be happening on Wednesday at 6 p.m. On Thursday, we will be closing out what is the A-League first rounds of the playoffs with Smoke Wolves versus Chungus Fungus. So that's also definitely going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, I'm excited for both the rest of these matches this week. It's definitely going to be a great contest between all of these teams.
But that is it for tonight's matches here in the BPL live stream. A lot of upsets starting out this week, and who knows if there are more to come, but that is it for us. I'm Thorio Mea, your play-by-play tonight, and this is Agua, your color/analyst, and hey, it was nice to see this matchup and competitive setups, but until then, see y'all on Wednesday.